Greetings and salutations as we welcome you to our second edition of the Sports Guys. This is our hopefully weekly look at all things local, regional, and national in sports. I am staff writer Mike Hautemaki. This is your MDN sports editor Jim Ramses.
Hey.
To kick things off, I guess, boys basketball got in full swing this week, and I was able to attend one game on Tuesday as the Mount Airy Buell Rangers hosted the Ely Timberwolves, and it was actually a fun game to watch. Both teams played well. Ely had a good inside-outside game going with Justin Pottersay down low and getting some putbacks and rebounds and putbacks, and guys like Jared Pottersay and Matt Vanderbeek were also hitting some big shots from outside. Mount Airy played pretty well too. Jalen Holmes, I believe he's a sophomore. He looks like he's going to be a good player over the next few years. And Devin Rowe also had a nice night. He's a senior. He had 21 points for the Rangers. So when you go and watch the Ely boys play, it seems like you're almost always guaranteed an entertaining game. The scores are always higher than what you might see elsewhere. So it was a fun game to watch, and should be a good boys basketball season as we continue along here.
Yeah, sounds to the all the other local teams. I know Mesabi, East Virginia, and Eveleth Gilbert all started off with victories also. Eveleth Gilbert had a nice win over International Falls, and Charlie Kennedy had 29 points, I believe, and Coach said they had a really good defensive effort and they were shooting the ball really well, so that could bode well for the season. And in Virginia, they were on the road at Duluth Marshall, picked up a victory, and also took on Deer River Tuesday. They won that also by a good margin, 87-49, I believe. And I think Cole Scadson was the leading scorer there, 25 points. Cade Stackpool was close behind with 18 points. A lot of shooting from long distance, three-pointers. They had a nice effort there. And other than that, I don't know if we have any other boys basketball to talk about necessarily.
Too early in the season, and we really haven't gotten a chance to get out there and see many games, so I'm sure we'll have more to talk about as the season goes on.
We also had the Eveleth Gilbert area girls hockey. They played Hibbing Chisholm on Thursday night, and it was quite a close game actually, within a goal for I think 47 out of the 51 minutes. And goaltender Cora Bonicato, she had 40 saves, but just a stellar effort in the net. It seems like the score would have been a lot worse. It ended up 4-1 that they lost, but she had some excellent saves, just all kinds of saves, bouncing them off her face mask and the whole deal, so it was impressive to see.
She's got to be averaging, what, 40, 45 saves a game?
Yeah, I know she was in the 50s the game before that, so she's got to be up there and helping out her team quite a bit.
Yeah, the coach said after the game that the rest of the team is developing nicely, but in the meantime it's nice to have a steady netminder to help keep the team in some games.
Yeah, she really stepped in nicely after they lost their veteran goaltender last season in Vicky Fosland, so she's really stepped up nicely.
The Virginia boys hockey team is still searching for its first win. The Blue Devils are in action again tonight at home against Warroad, and I will be over there in just a little while tweeting, and you will see a game story in your Saturday edition. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this game because Warroad has a storied program. They've got a really good tradition going there. And
yeah.
In the 9+ years that I've been here at the paper, I don't think the Warriors have ever come to town for a game before, so it should be a good one.
And it's amazing to see what they can do as a smaller school playing up with bigger schools, and they've always had a great deal of success.
Yeah, a good example for other programs around the state.
And another week of our show and another Twins trade to talk about. The Twins sent Ben Revere to the Phillies, and they got two right-handed pitchers out of the deal. Mike knows a little bit more about that, his baseball fanatic. What you think they got a good deal this time around, Mike?
Another week, another good deal, I think, by Twins general manager Terry Ryan. The fans were a little bit more receptive to this one, I think, because Revere wasn't the steady veteran that Denard Span was. But the goal, obviously, for the Twins in the offseason has been to add pitching, and Terry Ryan has certainly done that. Just with these 2 trades, he's added 3 young arms. And it seems like with the kind of guys that they're picking up, that they're, as an organization, they're slowly moving away from the pitch-to-contact philosophy that they've had for who knows how many years. They're picking up some power arms that will hopefully develop and be able to strike some guys out, get outs that way, instead of always relying on defense. Obviously, when you trade Revere, the assumption when Span was dealt was that Revere was going to be his replacement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now you're left with a pretty gaping hole in center field that they're probably going to try to fill with either Aaron Hicks, Darren Mastroianni, or Joe Benson. None of those 3 are proven players. So, I mean, that's another hole that they might have to address at some point. But right now, pitching is what they desperately need and what is more important.
Okay. I know last week I didn't like the Span trade so much. Don't necessarily like this one, but then I was talking to a guy about it today, and he said they've lost 90-plus games the last 2 years, so why, with these guys on the roster, so why not trade them? And I don't know what you think about trading any bigger names, Mike. Like, Mauer would be one to get players or prospects. I don't know if it's time to do that.
Good luck finding a team that wants his contract. That's the main hurdle in that idea. I'm sure there might be some interest in Justin Morneau. He seemed like he kind of came on at the end of last season. And Josh Willingham might be a hot commodity because of his career year that he had last year. But
yeah, okay.
If you're the Twins, you still got to put some butts in the seats. So, I mean,
that would do it. Mauer will do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Now for our last segment of this week's show. Jim and I have been kind of arguing back and forth over the last few weeks about which NFL player is deserving of the Comeback Player of the Year award. He thinks Peyton Manning should get it, Denver Broncos quarterback.
No doubt.
And I think the obvious candidate is Adrian Peterson, this guy right here. He basically, especially since Percy Harvin was put on injured reserve this week, Peterson is really your only reason for watching the Vikings these days. He came back roughly 8 months, I believe it was, from a major knee injury, tore his ACL and his MCL. Worked his butt off to get back on the field. He was back for week 1 of the regular season, and he's on pace for 2,000 yards. So, I mean, to me, it's no contest. I don't see how you can beat that.
We'll see. I mean, Peyton's trying. He's got 3,800 yards, I know, 30 touchdowns already, and he missed an entire season, where Peterson was only missed 1 game, is my understanding. And I don't know. I mean, a whole year away from the game with a serious neck injury. People didn't know if he could take a hit or not. And he's just slinging it around. And the Broncos are on quite a roll. I don't know if it's 8 or 9 wins in a row. But they're on a roll. I think he deserves the award. If not the Comeback Player of the Year, then the MVP. And could give Peterson the Comeback Player of the Year.
Peterson's not going to win the MVP because the Vikings aren't winning. But
okay.
Manning would have been back a lot sooner if he was a physical freak like Peterson. So that's just my belief.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
If you guys want to weigh in on the topic, you can email us here at the office or tweet us on Twitter. I'm at Houts81, that's Hauts 81, and Jim here is at Jim Rom 2012. So let us know what you think. That will about do it, I guess, for this week's edition of the Sports Show. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is that if you haven't seen the Virginia boys hockey team in action yet. They are scheduled to air next Tuesday on the My9 network. They will be in Duluth-Denfeld, and I think the puck is scheduled to drop at 7:30.
I believe so, at the Heritage Center.
So check out Channel 9 next Tuesday.